Whether you're new to the Sound Shore or have called it home for years, Sound Shore Family Guide is here for you. We bring you insider tips on schools, sports, local happenings, and parenting in our amazing community. Let's navigate family life in Larchmont and Mamaroneck together.
Hi, thanks for tuning in and for watching us at the Sound Shore for the Sound Shore Family Guide at LMC Media Studio on the Ave. Today I have Becky Hanna, who's a local Larchmont mom with 4 children. Hi, Becky. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, of course.
So Becky first, where'd you move from?
So we moved from London during COVID. I have never been to Westchester before that. My best friend in London was from the tri-state area, and she said if I'm moving back to New York, she would either live in Larchmont or Chappaqua. I looked on the map, and Chappaqua was too far from the city, so here we are.
We made the right choice.
Yeah, totally. I've been, to all of the other towns since, and I'm just like super happy that we're here. It's a special place.
It really is a special place.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're here too.
Yeah.
And what do you do for a living?
So I take care of my kids. It's a full-time job. I've got 4 kids, all under 8.
I know you're busy. And so your children, did they go to nursery school here?
So 2 of my kids are in elementary school. They go to MAS, Mamaroneck Avenue School, and they are in Dos Caminos, which is the dual language program that the district provides. My 3rd kid goes to Mamaroneck Community Nursery School, which is in Rhinebeck, and then my 4th is a baby.
Yeah. Speak about the 2 that go to Dos Caminos. What made you choose Dos Caminos? Because you're actually a Murray mom, right?
Right. So I'm zoned to Murray. So I grew up abroad. Obviously, we moved from London. My oldest 2 were born there, and it's really important in our family to have a global perspective and empathy for different cultures and people, and just a broad experience. And so it was amazing that our district provides this program, which really benefits the Hispanic community and is just, for us, just an amazing enrichment. And so they are there. It starts, really Spanish heavy, so they really learn and immerse in the language and the culture, and it's a great program, great teachers.
You've been very happy with it.
Very happy.
And your oldest Ellis is in what grade now?
He's in 2nd grade.
And do you find him reading, speaking?
So the amazing thing is that they learn to read in Spanish, and learning to read in Spanish is easier than learning to read in English. And so they learn to read in Spanish first, and then the English catches up, and actually we're like English dominant, so it goes further. But he's pretty fluent in Spanish, and they laugh. If my husband and I took Spanish through college, so we have an ear for it, and we can help. Although some families don't have any Spanish background, and the district supports them with that, but we help, and the kids just laugh at us because of our accents, because they just sound like natives.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
So you've been very happy with that. Obviously.
Yes. Yeah. And the other families that elect into it are interesting and diverse and broad. A lot of people, so the amazing thing about Larchmont and Mamaroneck is that almost everyone can walk to their school, and that's such a special thing. And so you forfeit that sometimes when you choose to go into Dos Caminos and maybe you live in Larchmont. But it's really not that bad of a drive. There's lots of back ways to get there. And once you do it a few times and it's your routine, you don't even think about it. I get to school in 10 minutes.
Everything is so close in this town anyway.
Everything is so close. It's not, yes, you have to get in your car, but it's so worth it to be at that amazing school.
We'd like to say that we are walking to everything, but that being said, we have a lot of people driving around.
Yes.
So, you're not the only one driving your kids to school.
I used to, when I first moved here from London, I would walk really far distances to get to things, and I'm in my car a lot more now, but it's okay, it happens.
Right.
But it is a very walkable town. I mean, my parents live in California, and everyone walks here so much more than in California. And walking by, and just walking along the shore too is just so calming, and Everyone loves that.
We do.
Yeah.
And so what other activities do your kids partake in?
So we're a big swimming family. So my oldest kids, they are on Badger Swim Team, which is a local family-owned swim team that's been around for a while and have had Olympians and has a pool in our neighborhood. And they also train at the middle school, Hommocks Middle School. And then we've dabbled in dance at Dance Cavise, which is a really fun community with all sorts of different types of dance. And we've, everyone's done it, but we've done foster soccer, which was great. And
I feel like everybody's gone through foster soccer.
yes, everyone. I think Ben Foster literally knows every single kid,
even by name. It's shocking. It's amazing.
He knows everybody. He's like practically the mayor.
He is.
And it's fun, but we outgrew that. And we've taken little mini camps at Makeinspires to do. My older son is into robotics, and we've done this winter. We did the LMBL, the local basketball, which is actually all the dads are coaches, which that doesn't exist so much anymore. And moms.
I coached my senior.
Sorry. But it doesn't exist so much anymore where parents really get to be the coaches. And my son loved it that it was dad coaches and a little bit more low key than, so everything these days can be kind of intense. So it was nice that it was just like friends, dad coaches, like competitive, but not not
so
super
no extra practices, just like once on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes. Low commitment level.
Yeah. We also do Logicus, which is a extra math class.
What's that? I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's down in the village, Larchmont Village, and it's Singapore math based. And it's just a really creative, conceptual way to learn math. My son is really into kind of engineering math, and so he enjoys that extra kind of challenge.
We're going to have him on the show.
Yeah.
Is it a class?
Yeah, it's a class. It's like an hour and a half class once a week with quite a bit of homework, actually. But for the right kid, it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For yours, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I'm probably missing something, but
well, there's always so much to do.
yeah. And then there's all the programming through the town too, which when we're younger we did.
Right.
But then everyone kind of finds their niche, and then you find the right, the next step for them. In that.
And like you were saying, I mean, summers here you like to go to Manor Beach, right?
Yeah. So Manor Beach is for Larchmont residents, but as long as you sign up, you're generally in. And that was the first time I felt like I really built community here, because you're just trapped on the beach all together. Your kids are in the water. You barely have to watch them because they're just on a little space. We call it Toddler Ibiza because it's just like toddlers having their best lives.
Ibiza.
And
I didn't know we had Toddler Ibiza.
yeah, it's Toddler
Larchmont's
Ibiza. It's just like,
amazing.
party for the toddlers.
Great.
And parents can actually sit and talk because your kids are
So
entertained for hours, and they're fenced in, and so
we did it for as long as our kids would go to.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
definitely
the best.
For the younger kids.
Yes.
But it's amazing for that age.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Becky. I
of
appreciate you
course.
being here and all this
Yeah.
information.
Of course.
For all of you who are out there that have been watching and listening, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure you stick around, because when we come back, Becky's going to tell us about a little tip that you didn't know about. Hi, good morning, Judy Diaz. Welcome to the LMC Media Studio, and thank you for being here and teaching us about Dos Caminos for the Sound Shore Family Guide. Judy, Dos Caminos is a very special program that we have here offered to the Larchmont and Mamaroneck community. Will you please tell us more about it?
So the Dos Caminos program is a Spanish immersion program that is offered to families. Currently, the program is serving students from kindergarten through 11th grade, and it is a two-way dual language program, meaning that we have students receiving Spanish and English instruction who are Spanish proficient and English proficient. So it provides students, regardless of their home language, an opportunity to develop biliteracy skills and eventually graduate from the Mamaroneck School District fully biliterate.
Wow. It's amazing because my parents are Colombian, and it's hard to say that I'm illiterate in Spanish, but I am. I can speak it, but that's about it. So that's amazing that these children come out speaking and reading and writing in both English and Spanish.
Absolutely. It's a gift. My parents are both from the Dominican Republic, and I was fortunate that my parents spoke to us in Spanish at home, and my father in particular helped me to develop some literacy skills in Spanish, but I didn't have the opportunity to develop the literacy skills I needed in Spanish until I got to high school. So what a great gift that we can give our students, that they can start doing this work as early as kindergarten.
Absolutely. Yeah. So how many are in each? So you have to start in kindergarten, correct? You can't just start like in 4th or 5th grade.
So it depends. If you are an English proficient student, meaning you're coming from an English-speaking home, the entry point is kindergarten, because the program is a 90-10 program, meaning that 90% of the day is in Spanish literacy instruction. So we want to make sure that students who are English proficient have the opportunity to begin their journey in Spanish language acquisition beginning in kindergarten. It's a lengthy process. If you are a Spanish proficient child, meaning you are if you are a newcomer, not necessarily a Spanish proficient child, but a newcomer into the country, you have several entry points because the program under state regulations is designed for English language learners. So if you have a certain amount of students, 20 or more on a grade level that speak the same language, the school systems are supposed to provide a bilingual program. So what Mamaroneck has done throughout the last 12 years is provide a bilingual program that not only fulfills the compliance and regulation to provide dual language or bilingual education programs to English language learners, which is where that newcomer could come in at any point. Let's say 3rd grade, they arrive to the country, they have access to the program. But then it also provides students who come from English-speaking home an opportunity to learn the Spanish language and ultimately become biliterate.
And this is available for any child, that even if you're zoned for Chatsworth, Murray, and Central, because it is housed at the Mamaroneck Avenue School.
Yes. So parents who are interested have an opportunity to apply. There is an application that can be found on our website. That's www.mamacschools.org, MAMKschools.org. And there is a link under registration that will take you to the Dos Caminos website. Actually, once you sign up, there's a prompt that will come up, that will take you to the registration site, but also to the Dos Caminos application. And families from any zone in the district can apply to the Dos Caminos program. So we accept students from Murray, Central, Chatsworth, and of course, MAS. The only caveat is that busing is not provided to students, so families would have to transport their students to MAS. There is a lottery depending on the number of families that apply. And so we have 44 spots, because essentially we have 2 sections of students in kindergarten currently. We have 2 sections of students currently at MAS K through 5. So in those 2 sections of kindergarten, we try to create balanced classes of boys and girls. Language proficiency will divide the students up between Spanish proficient children, English proficient children, and bilingual students, so that the students are equally dispersed amongst the 2 sections. And so dependent on the number of families, if it exceeds more than 44, we will conduct a lottery and take all students into consideration equally across the 4 elementary schools.
So it is a balanced classroom. Are the children allowed to play with other students in the school, or are they really just kind of separate in their own cohort in elementary school?
So during the school day, students, of course, have one classroom teacher in kindergarten, for example. But throughout the school day, they have lunch and they have recess and they have specials with other students. So there really is no isolation. We are constantly integrating our students. Things change a little bit when students get to, Dos Caminos students get to 3rd and 4th grade and 5th grade, because now they have 2 teachers. The program goes from a self-contained model where their students are receiving English and Spanish instruction from one teacher in kindergarten, 1st and 2nd, to a model where they have a Spanish zone teacher and an English zone teacher, and which is a nice way for them to have the experience of having multiple content level teachers, because that is the experience they will have at the middle school.
Wonderful. My goodness. There's I didn't even know that it went through junior to high school. So that's neat that they've just continued the program.
So the program, one of the benefits of the program is that not only are students developing language skills, they're also developing content knowledge within that language. For example, students in kindergarten, first and second are learning math primarily in Spanish. In third, fourth, and fifth, they start to develop content language and skills in English and in Spanish in both languages. Same thing for social studies. Social studies is taught in both languages for students until they get to fifth grade. We teach that in Spanish because the Dos Caminos students will learn social studies exclusively in Spanish initially in sixth grade, and will transition in learning social studies in Spanish through seventh and eighth, and take global studies at the high school level, also in Spanish. And so it's important for us that students not only develop language skills, but also content language, which is different and important for students to really be successful in content areas.
And how does that affect state testing? In English, for instance?
So because, for example, let's say literacy, ELA, because most skills are transferable in terms of the process of comprehending language and being able to write in response to text, a lot of those skills can be transferred between English and Spanish. So our students in the Dos Caminos program do well on state assessments. We have to be strategic in terms of the phonic instruction that we're teaching students in English. Spanish is a very decodable language. It's an easier language to learn how to read and write. English takes a lot more explicit instruction. So when we talk about the 90-10 model in kindergarten, families will see that children, while they're the plethora of the work that they do, the academics that they're exposed to during the day is in Spanish. The focus in English is really to develop oral language, but also to start developing those necessary literacy skills, particularly phonemic awareness and phonics, because we know we have to hit that earlier. There's so many rules in the English language that we can't wait until the students are in second or third grade, for example. So we start that very deliberately early on so that the kids can be successful on state assessments. And the same thing with math. Math, skills are skills. That's the beauty of math. It's universal, right? So we want to make sure that students develop the skills, but also develop that content language that the students will need to be able to understand what word problems, for example, are asking of them. And if you're an English language learner, you have the option of taking the math assessment in your home language in Spanish, which is also helpful.
Well, there's a lot of information, and we only have so much time. So if you're interested, so you would actually apply, like you would just register for your regular zoned elementary school, you would go to mamkschools.org and go to the Dos Caminos program and register there, correct?
Yes, you would register, you would apply. On there, you will also see the application timeline, the next steps once you apply. And I think the biggest thing for families to know or should know is that the program not only develops biliteracy, but also an appreciation of culture and language. And I'm proud to say that our first cohort of Dos Caminos, who are now in 11th grade, many, if not all, have applied already for the Seal of Biliteracy, which we're launching this year in the district. We have over 50 students who are working towards earning the seal this semester, and we have over 100 who have applied as juniors already, looking to earn the seal of biliteracy next year, many of which are part of our first Dos Caminos cohort. It is a gift, like I always say, to be biliterate and to have the ability to engage in language. So if we can start doing that in kindergarten and offering that opportunity to our children, why not?
I think it's amazing. Judy, thank you so much for
thank
being
you.
here
Thank you
and for
for
educating us
having me.
On this amazing program that we have to offer in our district. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Buenos días, Judy. ¿Qué tal? Gracias por estar aquí en el estudio de LMC Media para que tenemos un programa nuevo que se llama Sound Shore Family Guide. Y bueno, por favor, díganos un poco sobre el programa que usted se encarga, que es el Dos Caminos.
Sí, gracias por la invitación. Me da mucho placer estar aquí con usted. Yo soy la directora de programa Multilingües y Idiomas Mundiales en el distrito. Uno de los programas de cual estoy encargada es el programa de Dos Caminos. Y las solicitaciones para el programa están disponibles para las familias que estén interesadas en nuestro sitio web www.mamaroneckschools.org y esperamos que muchos padres tomen la oportunidad de entrar al sitio web y entender más sobre el programa, pero también estoy aquí para ofrecerle más información.
Sí, por favor, porque de verdad que es un regalo tener este programa, porque la mayoría que usted enseña es en español, pero es también con mitad clases en inglés, o los estudiantes son que hablan inglés. Entonces es muy bueno para los dos, para los españoles, para los ingleses, que se junten y aprenden entre ellos dos y también aprenden el idioma, como escribir, leer, hablar bien español.
Y para los niños que vienen de casas donde se habla español, es una oportunidad para que los niños mantengan el lenguaje de la casa, el lenguaje en que sus padres lo pueden apoyar en casa cuando están haciendo su tarea, cuando están leyendo, y también le da la oportunidad el programa a desarrollar el inglés. Aunque el programa es un programa de 90-10, así se proporciona el día 90% en español, 10% en inglés en kinder. Mientras pasan los años, vamos aumentando el inglés, pero seguimos fortaleciendo ese español que también es bien, bien importante.
Súper importante. Entonces, para más información, por favor, contacte a Judy. ¿Su información está en el website también?
Sí, mi información está en el website y es un programa que no solamente se ofrece en MAS de kinder a quinto, se le ofrece a todos los padres en el distrito, no importa en qué zona viva.
Sí. Puede ser Chatsworth, Murray, Central.
Puedes aplicar
y
su niño no solamente tendrá la oportunidad de participar en Dos Caminos de kinder a quinto, también el programa existe en la escuela Hamex y en Mamaroneck High School.
Sí, no, es súper chévere. Muchísimas gracias por estar acá para enseñar un poco sobre el Dos Caminos, y para más información, por favor, contacte a Judy. Muchas gracias por estar acá.
Gracias.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Ann Young from Healthy Kids Programs. Thank you so much for joining us this morning at the LMC Media Studio for the Sound Shore Family Guide. Very important information you have for us about our pre-K program here in the Larchmont and Mamaroneck School District that you've been offering for the last couple of years. So please inform us more about what you have to offer for us, because a lot of people probably don't know about it.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your program. I'm excited to share information with the community about the wonderful program at Mamaroneck Central School District. Our pre-kindergarten program is housed at Central School. We have 3 classrooms. So currently we have 2 full days, and the hours of that program are 9:30 to 3:30. And then we also run an AM half-day and PM half-day program. Those programs run 9:30 to 12, and then the PM is 1 to 3:30.
And this is available for the age of the children have to be how old to start?
So for pre-kindergarten, students have to be of age, which would be 4 years old by the district cutoff date. So that means that this is open to any student and all students that meet that criteria, which is to be 4 by the cutoff date. So if there are families out there that want to learn more about the registration process, the district has a universal pre-kindergarten page on their webpage. And all you have to do is simply go to the website, search UPK registration. It will bring you to the information page. Not only is there information about the pre-kindergarten registration process, there's also a frequently asked questions. So if parents want to know more about the, do they bring their snack? Is the food program provided? One thing that is also on there is information about our shuttle. So families that live close to Mamaroneck Avenue School, we have a shuttle that is available to bring them to and from Central School each day. So there's information about there. There's also information on how to access the registration link so that parents can get that done. The window is open now. So if there are families that are interested in registering their child, please do so. The cutoff will be March 31st. From that point, the district will review the applications. Depending on the number of seats that are available, it will either be a lottery will be conducted, and parents will be informed about that process.
So how many kids are in each classroom at the moment?
So for our pre-kindergarten programs, we have a cap of 18 students, and in that classroom, there will be a lead teacher as well as a teaching assistant. Additionally, we have a multi-site director that is on campus daily that runs our pre-kindergarten office at Central.
Okay, right. So it is at Central, and there is busing. That's amazing because our district doesn't really provide busing, so that's actually a nice added bonus. And so what if there are too many interested families that want to register their children and there isn't enough space? What happens?
So when the parents go into the portal, they will select their first choice. So it could be that they select full day. They also can put their second choice preference, which could be AM or PM. So when the district conducts the lottery, they obviously will go with the parents' first choice. Once those seats are filled, then they would go to second choice. From there, once the classes are filled, they have a wait list. And then that is the group that we would first of all send out information to the parents that had a seat, that whether they're going to accept it or not. And then from there, we would work through the wait list to, again, our goal is always to have 100% filled seats in our program.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a very desirable program. So yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of people registering. And your program itself, since it is pre-K, is it more of a regio base? Is it more of a learning base? Like what kind of programming do you provide?
So we have a program that is an academic program. It has different parts of those pieces of the holistic approach to learning. So the students are provided with a high quality program where they have different activities that they kind of go through during the day. So when they come in the morning, we do our morning meeting. From there, they go into our learning centers. We have a purposeful play approach to learning where students are driving their learning, inquisitive-based learning as well. We have STEM, we have technology, sensory. We also have the library, dramatic play, a favorite, blocks. Oh, golly, just to start, of course, we have math and manipulatives. We also incorporate gross motor time, so that's daily, music and movement. Students have lunch each day. We participate in the lunch program at Mamaroneck, not a requirement. Parents certainly can bring in their lunches. We also, because we're there from 9:30 to 3:30, we also take time for rest. So the students take a rest. And again, we incorporate that purposeful play in the afternoon as well. It's a very, very busy day.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, but it's a fun day too.
Well, they are so little. They're so sweet that I hope it's all just fun and with some good directives from wonderful teachers. So thank you again. And what is that website if people do want to apply or learn more?
So I would recommend going to the Mamaroneck School District website, and then from there, just search for UPK, and the registration link will drop down. And then from there, again, there's so much information on that webpage. My information is there. If parents want to reach out to me, they can call me directly. My email's there. Again, we also have a full-time staff member that's in the pre-K office that's available to answer questions as well.
Wonderful. So that's mamkschools.org, and check it out. And you have until March 31st to register. So Dr. Ann Young, thank you so much for joining us today. There's a lot of information there, so make sure that you check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Becky, thanks for being here today and for sticking around as you're going to tell us about a little tip that you can tell everybody that might not know.
Yeah. So Flint Park is where a lot of things happen. They recently redid it, and it's actually one of the only places where all 4 of my kids enjoy, because my oldest is 8, and then I've got a 9-month-old, and every single one of them is entertained there. Can't say that about every single playground, but also a lot of sports events happen. So can be crowded. So just like one thing that you should know is that you can park in the middle school Homics parking lot and walk past the ice rink towards the back to get into the park. It's almost just as easy as going into the park itself, if not easier if there's traffic.
So true. So well said.
And then walk out to the water. You can walk out to the water from there, and that's also fun.
That's right. Took me a little while to figure that one out, but when I did, I thought I found gold.
Yeah.
Golden spot. Yeah. So thanks for being here, Becky. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And for all you out there, thanks for tuning in.
Visit lmcmedia.org/family guide to get more information and find other episodes. LMC Media is a nonprofit media center. Follow us on socials at LMC Media Center and subscribe to our YouTube channel at LMC Media Productions to see more content.